Go add it to my house, everybody go drinking, and get out that top. You know that? That was right there, you know that?
Lil Jeff casually claimed responsibility for the death of a 19-year-old Uber passenger, treating it like just another notch on his belt. For years, the case remained unsolved, no suspect. No arrests, only a brutal killing that left behind more questions than answers. But now, new footage has surfaced that could change everything. In this video, we're breaking it all down. What really happened, the shocking details, and what the new clip reveals. Stay tuned. Nearly a year after Lil Jeff's own death, new videos of him continue to surface online, fueling the myth around his life. From clips of Jeff taking shots at his enemies to ones where he appears to incriminate himself, the legend keeps growing. The latest video, which resurfaced on Reddit, shows Jeff allegedly connected to a 2023 unsolved murder. Originally posted to his Instagram, the clip shows Lil Jeff creeping up to a white Nissan parked at a gas station. He peeks through the back seat window, seemingly identifying a target. Then he steps back and mimics firing into the car with his hand shaped like a gun. The video was captioned, "We the biggest trolls, LOL." Once the clip hit Reddit, fans went wild in the comments. Many pointed out how Jeff looked into the car to confirm his target. One user wrote, "At least folks checked to see if it was bro. Crazy, he probably looked right at him." Another added, "Well, according to Jeff, dude looked up like he saw a ghost." A third chimed in, "Imagine chilling in an Uber, looking up and seeing a drac pointed at you. I'd think I saw a ghost too." Another Redditor bluntly stated that Lil Jeff carried out the hit, saying, "Crazy part is he didn't even last a second in the Uber. As soon as he sat down, Jeff pulled up and started firing." The shooting they were discussing took place on June 25, 2023. On that day, 19-year-old Yael Goas was sitting in an Uber near the 1300 block of West Taylor Street in Chicago's Little Italy neighborhood. Just before 9 p.m., a man approached the vehicle, pulled a gun, and fired multiple shots before fleeing on foot, eerily similar to the events depicted in Jeff's video. Police reports state the rideshare driver managed to rush Goas to Rush University Medical Center, but he was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. News outlets later reported that Goas's mother was involved with Project HOOD, an anti-violence organization. Pastor Corey Brooks, the leader of Project HOOD and New Beginnings Baptist Church, called the shooting a senseless act of violence and vowed the organization would honor Goas's memory by doubling down on their mission against gun violence. In a news release, Pastor Corey Brooks pledged to honor the memory of their colleague's son by strengthening efforts to prevent future acts of violence. "Our faith is shaken, but not broken," Brooks said. "We will rely on each other and our community for strength in the coming days, buoyed by our shared conviction that we can and must do better." Brooks wasn't the only one speaking out after the tragedy. The rideshare driver was later identified as a Lyft driver named Robert Smith. In an interview with the Sun-Times, Smith shared that he believed the gunman had been following Yael Goas that evening, waiting for the perfect moment to trap him in the vehicle. This theory lined up with what one Reddit user suggested, that Lil Jeff, who once had a friendship with Goas, knew where he worked and was able to track his movements that day. The user wrote, "Now all that's wrong, they used to be cool, so Jeff knew where he worked and caught him coming out of his job." On that night, Goas was standing in a doorway on the 1300 block of West Taylor Street when Smith arrived to pick him up just before 9 p.m. As Goas got into the car, another vehicle suddenly pulled up and slammed on the brakes. I looked over to see what was going on, and before I could even fully turn, I caught in my peripheral vision a person pointing a gun at my rear window. Smith told the Sun-Times. Acting on instinct, Smith sped down Taylor Street as the gunman opened fire, pursuing them for nearly 2 blocks. When Smith finally had the chance to check on his passenger, he realized Goas was critically injured. Desperate to save him, Smith raced toward the nearest hospital, ignoring traffic lights and speed cameras. I tried to save him.
Don't ask mama out there, Michael Drake, saying get out that top. You know that? That was right there, you know that?
As he screamed into the camera, Lil Jeff flashed a gun, fueling the chaos that had started months earlier with the murder of his cousin, Zer Nelson, better known as Z-Money. On the afternoon of March 16, 2023, Nelson, just 22 years old, was gunned down by assailants believed to be affiliated with the MK set. Reports said he was hit with 29 bullets, leaving him no chance of survival in the brutal ambush. Though police never officially identified the shooters, Nelson's murder was widely believed to be a planned hit carried out by members of the Chicago street gang Trap City. The killing sparked an all-out war between Trap City and another infamous Chicago gang, Drill City, whose members are also known as the Bloodhounds. Ironically, Drill City and Trap City had once been allies. But that alliance shattered after an eerie incident involving Lil Jeff. He allegedly stole a chain from a Trap City member, setting off a bitter feud. Trap City responded swiftly and violently, drawing first blood with the assassination of Nelson. While it may seem unbelievable that a stolen chain could ignite such deadly conflict, members... While we may never fully understand the depths of gang culture, killing someone over a stolen chain seems like taking things too far, especially when that person is connected to someone as notorious as Lil Jeff. Aside from being a bloodhound, Lil Jeff's cousin, Zer Nelson, also had strong ties to several members of Drill City. His death was seen by the gang as a direct attack that demanded retaliation. Unsurprisingly, Lil Jeff led the charge for revenge and eventually got what he wanted when he allegedly killed Yael Goas. But for Lil Jeff, evening the score wasn't enough. Even though both sides had suffered losses, he wanted more blood. 2 months after Goas was killed, Lil Jeff and fellow bloodhound Q50 allegedly carried out a hit on another Trap City member known as Glenn, shooting him 15 times. Miraculously, Glenn survived the attack, and his survival led to a fragile ceasefire between the two gangs. However, the peace didn't last long. On June 8, 2024, Lil Jeff traveled deep into Trap City territory on a mission to finish what he started. But the mission didn't go as planned. Lil Jeff was killed during the operation. His thirst for revenge would ultimately become his downfall, a tragic end to a violent cycle he helped fuel. Ironically, the day had started like any other for the rapper. In the early morning hours of June 8th, fellow rapper Bloodhound Lil Vert posted an Instagram story showing himself, Lil Jeff, and another man hanging out at a gas station. In the picture, Lil Jeff is wearing a blue hoodie and grey jeans, looking off camera as if distracted by something. The caption read, "In the hood, we good." It appeared the group had simply stopped to refuel before heading back on the road, but this would turn out to be one of the last times Lil Jeff was seen alive. A fan on Reddit quickly identified the gas station as Falcon Fuel on 79th and Maryland, confirming the group was still in Drill City territory at the time. Another user pointed out that the two men accompanying Jeff were wearing red and black Nike jackets, matching descriptions from police scanners later that day about two men who dropped Jeff off at the hospital after he was shot. Several hours after the Instagram post, news broke that Lil Jeff and his crew had left Drill City turf to carry out a hit deep in Trap City territory. Surveillance footage later surfaced online, showing Lil Jeff's final moments. In one of the clips, Lil Jeff is seen jumping out of a car and opening fire on an unidentified man wearing yellow shorts. The man is hit, but manages to run into a nearby building, with Jeff in hot pursuit. Just as Jeff is about to enter, multiple shots are fired from inside the building, striking him and sending him tumbling down the steps onto the front porch. According to witnesses and additional footage, eyewitnesses said that after Lil Jeff was shot down, the gunman stood over him and emptied an entire magazine into his body at point-blank range. Although this brutal moment wasn't fully captured on camera, the sounds of the shots can be clearly heard in a second video, filmed from a different angle. From this alternate angle, two men and the getaway driver are seen reacting to Jeff's shooting. The man wearing a red outfit was later identified as Lil Jeff's cousin, Q50. He is shown firing back toward the building where the shots came from and, at one point, even shoots at a passing vehicle that initially seemed unrelated to the incident. However, after closely analyzing both videos, it was discovered that the man Jeff initially fired at appeared to be communicating with the driver of that passing car, suggesting the car might have been connected after all. Once the vehicle passes, Q50 and another man dressed in all black advance toward the building, exchanging gunfire with Jeff's attackers. Within seconds, Q50 and his companion are seen retreating, running back toward the getaway vehicle. Q50, noticeably limping, appeared to have taken a shot to the leg during the firefight. Before speeding away, the getaway driver steps out of the bus car, seemingly debating whether to help Jeff, who was still lying on the porch, being hit by gunfire. Realizing it was too late, the driver returns to the vehicle with a defeated look and quickly drives off. According to police scanner recordings, Lil Jeff sustained a total of 19 gunshot wounds, ultimately dying at just 21 years old. By the time police arrived at the scene, all the suspects had fled, leaving behind a chaotic trail of destruction. Authorities recovered around 58 shell casings from the scene, with more than a third clustered around the porch, where Jeff was gunned down. Though, there was blood everywhere. Lil Jeff's body was not at the scene when officers arrived. A neighbor later informed police that two men had returned after the shooting to carry Jeff's body away. A photo later surfaced online confirming this, showing Q50 and the man in black carrying Jeff from the porch before rushing him to the hospital, where doctors pronounced him dead. In the days following the killing, the internet exploded with rumors claiming that a Trap City member named Robert Coleman, aka Trap City Rob, was responsible for Lil Jeff's death. The rumors intensified after an old video resurfaced, showing Rob casually smoking on the front porch of the very building where Jeff had been killed.
I just feel like they bogus, man. Whoever started that, man, please stop doing stuff like that. Like, for real, it's like real life, though, you know? So, it's not no video game. It's not no movie, you know what I'm saying? It's reality, so.
Yeah.